there, first graders. This is Mrs. Ingalls. I'm going to teach our word work lesson for today. We're going to get started with our target. We always want to know our target before we start our lesson so that we know exactly what we're supposed to learn in that lesson. Let me show the target to you. Our target for today is I can notice characteristics of letters. We are going to look very closely at some of the letters of the alphabet, and we're going to identify the different parts. We're going to look for lines and curves and circles and things that will help us better identify these letters. Are you ready to get started? Okay. We are going to get started off by looking at these three letters. Now for today, the names of the letters aren't very important. If you know the names of the letters, that's awesome. Thumbs up to you. But for today, we really want to focus on what these letters look like. So let me see. It says, what can you notice about these letters? Let me think. I notice that some of them have curves. And I notice some of them have lines. Did you notice any of those things? Great job. Okay, let's start out looking at, how about the middle letter? We're going to look at this letter right here. I want to see what I can notice about this letter. Well, first thing I notice is there are no straight lines in this letter. It also kind of looks like a snake. It looks like a snake. And I notice it's just a big long curve. It curves backwards, it curves around the bend, and then it curves back this way, the opposite way. So I would definitely say this letter has curves. There are a lot of curves in that letter. There's no straight lines in that letter. Okay, how about we look at this letter? All right, now, I'm thinking, is there anything that's the same about this letter that I noticed in the letter I just looked at? Well, they're not the same exact curves, but I do see curves in this letter too. It's like bouncy, bouncy, or even like two tunnels. There's a tunnel under there and a tunnel under there. Something that's different I notice is a straight line. This has a straight line on the side. So this letter I would describe as having a straight line, and it has two tunnels. See my tunnels? One tunnel there, one tunnel there. And it also has curves. The tunnels are made with curves that go up and then down. Wow, that definitely looks different than the first letter we looked at. Now let's look at the next letter I have on the screen. Okay, here is the last letter I have right now. Let me think. Does that letter look like any of the other letters I looked at? I do see a straight line. And this letter had a straight line, but something that I noticed that's different is this has a long straight line. This is a tall letter. This letter only has a short straight line. So that's different. It's the same that they both have a straight line, but what's different is the size of the line. This has a long straight line, and this letter has a short straight line. What else do I notice about this letter? Oh, look at this. If I trace this part around right here, it's like a circle. There's like a circle right there. So this letter has a long straight line and it has a circle in front of that line. What else I notice is it has curves. The circle is made with curves. So it does have something similar to this letter. They both have curves. What I notice about this one is it's an open curve. It starts in one place, curves around, and ends in another. What I notice about this one, the curve isn't open. It goes round and round, but they do both have curves. Let me check and see if I got all of my answers correct. Yes, I did notice the straight line, didn't I? But I also noticed that it is long and the straight line over here was short. Then, I talked about that circle that goes around in front of the line. And of course, circles are made with curves, so we can see the curves right there. Boys and girls, all of these letters look different from each other. There's no letters that look exactly the same, but they do have some parts that are the same. And that's why it's important for us to pay close attention and notice what's the same and different about our letters so that we can easily tell them apart. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take the skill I just practiced, my target, looking carefully at letters to notice the different characteristics, and I'm gonna see if I can notice the characteristics on some other letters. I'm gonna take a look at the letters on this page, and I'm going to sort them and kind of see which letter they look the most like, the letter of the letters that I used in my lesson. So I'm going to start here. This letter, it has a short straight line and a curve. You see a tunnel there, but a short straight line and a curve. I think I'm gonna put it down here because it has a short straight line like this letter. And then there's also a curve. See the curve there? This letter has a curve too. Now remember, the letters aren't gonna look exactly alike. None of the letters look exactly alike, but we're looking for parts that look the same. Let me go to the next letter. This letter. Oh, right away, I noticed the long straight line, and it has a curve going around right here. Oh, it's even a closed curve. Well, I'm gonna bring that down here. Oh, it matches this letter. Okay, that is the same letter. Good thing I put it there. All right, next I have this letter. Oh, this is an easy one. There's no straight lines. There's just the curve. I'm gonna keep it right next to this letter because both of these look the same in the fact that they have curves with no straight lines. Let me try another one. Where do you think this one's gonna go? I want you to be thinking, well, I'm thinking right here. Where could I put this? Did you notice the long straight line? I noticed that, and it has that round, that curve right there. I am gonna move this one down here. All right, we are rocking and rolling. This one right here. Oh, I noticed right away that short straight line, and there's the curve. It doesn't have a very long curve, but it still has a curve. So I think I'm gonna put it down here with a short straight line and a curve. And move that one right down there. Oh, I recognize this one. It's that one with the long open curve, the letter we worked on earlier. So glad I remembered. Now this letter. What are you thinking? It has a straight line. Is it long or short? It is long. This time the line's going down lower, but it's still a long straight line, and it has a curve. I think I'm going to put it down here. It looks like it belongs there to me. All right. I recognize this one. Short straight line, tunnels that are made of curves, because we worked on that earlier. Awesome. Oh, I just have two more. Where would this one go? There's no straight lines at all. It's all curves, just curves. It is a closed curve, but I think I'm still going to put it over here because even though it's a closed curve, it fits with this group the best because there's no lines on any of these. And these other groups have a line, a straight line, a short or a long straight line. This one is just curves, and these are just curves. So I'm going to put it there. And my last letter, let's see. I see the short straight line, and I do see that round curve. So, do I want to put it here because it has the short straight line and curves? Or would I put it down here because it has the round curve? You know, I think it better fits right here. What do you think? The reason I think it better fits here is because it has that short straight line, just like these letters have, and it does have a curve. Yes, this curve is closed, but it's still a curve. And I don't think it fits down here because it doesn't have a long straight line. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Wow, I had to really think about some of those letters. Boys and girls, have you been thinking too? Because in a few minutes, you're going to do a sort with some letters. Make sure you pay close attention and you looking at the letters and noticing what makes them the letters they are. Short lines, long lines, tall lines, curves. You could even think of a different way to sort them. I'm so excited to find out how you sort your letters. Have fun.